people to turn, as you were mentioning here, and then come through, for instance, with a crescent.
All right, Corey's going to punch
What they'll do is the leg will leave when the head leaves, and they get this, and don't get around.
Right.
And so I drill with them and work with them to have them get the upper body turn and come back.
That's what I do.
Now what I found is if I line them up and I put my right hand forward and left hand back, and really getting this to turn like a helicopter and get that base where they, and just work that pivot so that their eye sees the target first.
Very good.
Then you get them and coming around.
It's very nice.
Upper body like a helicopter. And you can take the students and it really gives them confidence because you see them. And there's guys that are trained for years and years up there that will, when they do a turning kick, they'll do this.
I know.
And their body doesn't come around, you know? And that's real important, the upper body turning first. So I just came on it one day by working the upper body like a helicopter. And right back around. And it's amazing how I struggled and struggled for a long, long time to get the people to do that. And I just kind of broke it down and looked at the upper body, lower body, like an airplane propeller. When you wind it up,
It's a whip.
burst.
That foot whips after the body's turned.
Right.
It's tight.
Yeah.
Right. That's the way I show it.
The way we would do it would be, see, we do it a little bit different. I mean, as far as the crescents, what we do is we immediately just have them turning like this. And so we're doing the same thing with our body that you're doing with the arms extended, but the only thing is they're leaning backward just a little bit, where they're coming here. And when they're doing this, we have them do it with the heel. Now the crescents is different. I didn't cover that in the deal. I should have covered that. But you're just turning here immediately, and then you're kicking with the heel more than the outside, or than the crescents. Now the crescent would be, say, from here, but they've got to turn that foot more. They've got to learn to turn as much as they can, and so that they're using the edge of the foot.
Do a crescent from the front. No, you do crescents without turning?
Yeah. What we're doing is here.
Yeah.
Is it a wide thing or is it
Each
just
should
a,
stay bent.
No,
I showed-
it's coming up.
just a quick little,
Yeah.
that type of thing?
It's
Right.
just coming out. It's
Right.
not coming from way out here.
Right.
So it's just coming.
That's basically movie, what you're talking there, it's just...
Right.
Yeah.
You do the
No,
other
let me
one
ask you a
arch.
question. Just crescent. Okay, this is the way I do them. Just have to come up and down here. It's a crescent.
Okay,
Come around here.
okay.
Okay. The wheel, what I use as a terminology for a wheel is just come up and down.
Now that would be, to me, it would be a down crescent. I call that a down crescent because like if a guy had a hold of you.
Go over there, you guys.
Yeah,
Go
stay
over
out,
there.
stay out towards the center a little bit so we can get...
Okay. And say he grabbed you. What you're doing is coming down and then doing it. So it's not actually blocking out. And it's real good even for a boxer. Okay, say you're fighting a boxer and he's got his hands in here. All you're doing is coming down and taking those hands down, and then boom, you're striking him. Like Jimmy said, okay, box me. One day it was him and I in there, and he says, come on, box me. So I come in like a boxer. All of a sudden, boom, that foot came up and straight down. It drove my arm down, and my face was right there, and he just had his fingers touching my eyes like that.
Was that a this way crescent, inside or
Yeah,
out?
he came,
Yeah, it depends
he,
where
like
you
he
want
was,
to kick.
say he's boxing.
Down or up and out.
He came inside,
Oh, I
just
see.
like that,
Oh,
and
that's
just
the
touched my
inside.
fingers, and I went, oh shit.
Just to let you know.
Yeah.
I'm here.
But it's, we call
Yeah.
it a down crescent.
What do you think?
For lack of a better name, see, that's it, our trouble. I wish
Right.
we
There
could
is
get
no
terminology.
Exactly.
Well, that's an
What's
inside
the wheel?
crescent.
In-
What
Well,
was
it's
it?
an inside down. See, inside we go all the way.
Depends what you
See,
want to
here's
do.
where we use it. Here's where we use an inside crescent. Can I use you for a minute?
No.
Like from right here, an inside crescent, we would block down here and strike inside this way.
That's
Whereas an outside is going out this way.
See, I call that a ridge.
A ridge foot?
Sure, when you use the ridge of your foot.
Well, I'm using the whole side actually. The whole thing here, making contact
Okay.
this way.
What I call that a swing.
Swing kick.
Swing kick.
Well, it's a,
Because I'm coming up, I'm over in here, I'm coming up, and I'm swinging in, I'm using the side. Or that would be like a side swing, and a back swing is just coming up and coming back in here. But that's the way that's my terminology.
Individual terminology, what, the thing is what I tell my students lots of times, is it'll come from another style. And they'll say, well, we call that kick this, we call that that. What I try to put in on my own part in there is the kicks have come from San Soo, they've come from Jimmy. And they didn't have a particular name from China, like a wheel kick or a hook or a crescent, you know? And there's different terminology, but it really is important to have it
It's
standardized.
like Bill was kind of saying, what you want to do, you know, like you have, where you're using it for an arm or whatever, if you want to come up, you know, keeping it up tight, but as Bill was doing it to kick, making an actual kick instead of just swinging the leg.
Right.
Plus, if you want to come up, or if you want to come down.
Right.
which
You know,
which
one
might be
thing
able to
good
take.
about not turning this left foot too, is when you do the crescent, you're stepping here. If you turn like this, then you gotta come in from the side, and it's best to do a back kick or something like
Well,
that.
it's a follow-up for another type of...
It's like our crescent
Yeah.
knees. Now, we have a crescent knee, okay? The outside-inside crescent knee. And it's a motion here.
Yeah.
And, of course, the inside would be here, like if he was to throw a punch here. See, and it's inside, so it's doing the same thing whether the crescent is here, or knee, or knee. The way we do our exercise with this is like this, I forgot that in the class too, is you come here, you step down, and come out.
The knees, too.
So it would be one step behind and come this way.
Okay, let me tell you how I get those names. The crescent, this is a crescent. This comes around, and it comes over, and the wheel just like that.
Up and down.
Up and down, just here. And then for the ones that come around, those are just, sorry, hey. Those are just spinning kicks, whether it be a spinning heel, or, like I break your kicks down even further, because you can kick with your heel back, or you can kick with the whole flat part of your
The
foot.
bottom of the foot. So we call it a slapping, we call it a wheel kick, whether it's we'd say a heel wheel kick,
Okay.
or a
See, any
slapping.
move that I do, most any move that I do is just with a spin, is called a spinning back. Spinning back kick, when I say back kick, it's just the whole flat portion of the foot. And the heel is just,
But we do it
Just
the
come
same
back
way.
with
Our
heel.
spinning back kick is like this. We would spin. So actually, now back kick.
See, that I call a
Jimmy would
hook.
say,
That's a back, no, he
Like
didn't
a
hook it
back
though. No,
kick.
he hook it.
A back
Oh,
kick
look
will
like
be
that.
with the heel,
Right,
always
so
with the
down.
heel, okay? When you're spinning. But we call this a spinning back kick, even though it is a side kick. So you're stepping, and so that all the force is there.